And we're live. Yeah, it's Thursday. It is Thursday, and it is time to make you some money. I hope you all are trying to get paid today because we went. We'll talk about that later. But we had a great week. I'm telling you, we made some money last week. So hang out with us, make you some money. And I got Parlay Pete here. Jay Parlay is in the air. Major Parlay, excuse me. Major Parlay is in the air. But you got me and Parlay Pete here. We're gonna have some fun. But before, let's talk about young quarterbacks. So this year we've seen young quarterbacks have struggled immensely. The rookie quarterbacks, only one game has been won by a rookie quarterback, and that was because the quarterback played against another rookie quarterback. you know, and here's the thing, man. I think we need to slow down on judging these rookie quarterbacks. I think we need to slow down on playing some of these rookie quarterbacks. If you think about it, quarterback is the hardest position to play in professional sports. That's what they say, right? So if it's truly the hardest position to play, how can you be so quick to say that someone can't play it after just a season and a season and a half of playing it, right? I remember when Dak Prescott was being carried by Ezekiel Elliott, and it seemed like Jared Goff was lighting up the league with Sean McVay, and Carson Wentz was a one in a kind type athlete, the second coming of Andrew Luck, but with a stronger arm, right? And look at him now. We're saying Dak's elite. Carson Wentz is still hurt. And Jared Goff is just buying his time in Detroit until he's holding the clipboard or the iPad for the rest of his career. So do I think that Jalen Hurts and Tua are best quarterbacks in the league? No. But do I say maybe we should wait because as rookies they had one of the most abnormal off seasons that quarterback could have, and then in their second seasons they got brand new OCs, so that's a brand new system to learn while they're still learning how to be grown men, while they're still learning how to play NFL quarterback. I don't know. Maybe should we kill Matt Nagy for his terrible game plan, but then it's like, yeah, Justin Fields got an F. Well, bad offensive line, bad game plan. He came from Ohio State where he had the best players on the field all the time. Now he's playing for the Bears where they're below average. I mean, what do you expect? Give them time. And look at, you got Zach Wilson out there struggling, belling water. And he doesn't even have a veteran backup. Like, what are you doing? You're not setting them up for success. People are like, oh my God, I haven't seen Trevor Lawrence be this sloppy with the ball. Have you ever seen Trevor Lawrence on a bad team, poorly coached? You haven't. So just be patient with these young quarterbacks, man. Give them time. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes popped after 1 year, but what did he do? He sat on the bench. He learned. He learned how to be a professional. He even said after year 3, I'm just learning how to read NFL defenses. It takes time. The college game is different from the NFL game. College defenses are different from NFL defenses. So don't be so quick to judgment, because you might go pay Jared Goff $100 million. You might go pay Carson Wentz $100 million, and then they're off your team in 2 years. Let me bring in Parlay Pete, man. Parlay Pete, man, why are people so quick to judge these young quarterbacks when year in and year out we see that some who struggled become good and some who started off hot are now gone?
Well, first of all, howdy to the good folks here at the Big Baby and Friends Thursday football special podcast. Thank you for having me again, as always, Lee. Um, it's always a pleasure. It really is. But to answer your question, I think that it's relatively easy. Look at our society as a whole. This is a now society, and the NFL is an even more of a "What have you done for me lately?" right now, because obviously we all know that the NFL stands for not for long. So if you can't kind of pick up and grasp this stuff, you're gonna be scrutinized, especially these guys. Even though it's not the same as it used to be, where they were making millions of dollars. Coming out. Like I remember Matt Ryan's contract was like 5 years, 72. Bradford's was a little bit more, and I think he was the last person to get it.
Yeah,
But
Stafford got paid, then Bradford got paid,
yeah,
and they said, no, no,
but
no.
think about all those guys. They were all getting paid a ton of money, and they still get paid pretty well. But the thought is that you come in with all this hype, they expect to see something, you know, materialize quickly. And just like how I'm paralleling it to our society at this point, you've got to come in and do something. We need something now. Nobody has patience anymore. And so, especially with the quarterback position, because, there are so many guys in the league that can do it, just like coaching. There's only 32 of them. And, some people can look at it from a perspective of, well, there's so many guys that don't even get that chance and they come in and they look solid. Like Taylor Heineke, obviously he won a football game, right? And he looked good against Brady in the playoffs last year. Granted, home game, top 5 defense. But somebody like that, they don't get the chance. So now you're coming in with all this hype and you're Trevor Lawrence, you're Zach Wilson, you're Joe Burrow. We need to see some results quickly. And that's kind of why fan bases, they don't really have patience in these guys. It's a now society. We want everything now. Everybody wants to be rich now. Nobody wants to put in the work. They want to be rich now. And so that's a lot of it. And then, before we got on air, like I was kind of telling you too, you look at the guys that kind of set that bar high for these quarterbacks. Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco came in. They're the first two that I can remember within this recent kind of passing league era of quarterbacks that came in their first year and both were successful. They both made the playoffs. And then the very next year you had Andy Dalton. And then, Cam Newton came in, and within 2 years, the Panthers were a playoff team. And granted, he had a running game. And that's the thing that I think that everybody really forgets, that the quarterback's best friend doesn't even have to be a good offensive line, just a competent offensive line, a cohesive offensive line, guys that are going to be on the field together and not get hurt. And then a good running game. That's the quarterback's best friend, a good running game. And all those guys that I named had pretty solid running games. And so that would just be kind of my thought on the young quarterbacks and why everybody's got this, this sense of urgency of, oh my God, we drafted this guy. We haven't won a game yet. It's only 3 games into a 17-game season. Panic button. Hit it.
And the thing is, usually when you're drafting a quarterback at the top of the draft, you just got a brand new coach. You probably got a brand new GM too. And you're usually not a good franchise, because if you have a quarterback, you usually win. So you're not drafting a quarterback. And it's like, hey, you guys haven't been good. Nobody who makes decisions for you has proven to be competent. So I don't understand why you're in such a rush. Like, take your time. Wait.
No, and I was just going to say, and there have always been those, those few and far between cases, right? Like you're Andrew Luck, another guy, first year drafted, made the playoffs. They won plenty of games.
Guess what they were 2 years before he got there, though?
A fucking Super Bowl contender. Because the only reason why they had the number 1 pick is because Peyton Manning was there, right? And it showed just how valuable Peyton Manning was too. And I think the same thing is being seen now, which is why Dak Prescott's getting the appreciation that he's getting. I think that a lot of people didn't think Dak was that good, that he wasn't a bad quarterback, but he wasn't $40 million good. And now you saw that team last year and how bad they were with a guy who was the opening day starter for a team this year and had been one, which I brought up earlier with Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. They saw how bad the Cowboys were. And now look at them. That thing, and granted, it was McCarthy's first year as the coach there, to get his philosophies in there and just the way that he wants this team to look, his vision of this team. Now you get Dak back and everybody's sucking Dak off already because of how good the offense looks. The offense does look good. That's the top 5 offense in the NFL.
Yeah, and the defense is fast because DQ is like coaching again, but that's a conversation for another day.